In cities like this, the crisis doesn't announce itself. It creeps in, quietly. Prices rise, jobs disappear, savings vanish, and when a country runs out of options, it makes a call that could change everything. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, was created in 1944 in the aftermath of a global catastrophe. World leaders wanted to prevent another economic collapse like the Great Depression, so they built a system, a financial safety net for nations in trouble.
The IMF is what we call a lender of last resort. If a country can't pay its bills internationally, the IMF steps in.
Economic collapse rarely happens overnight. Reports suggest it begins with small cracks. Experts believe many developing economies face structural weaknesses.
We can't defend the currency anymore. What are the implications? We must float
Heavy reliance on exports, unstable currencies, and limited reserves. As inflation rises, money loses value. Savings disappear. Salaries become meaningless. And then comes the tipping point. The country can no longer import fuel, food, or medicine. At this moment, governments face a difficult decision: default or seek help. Most choose the same path. The IMF agrees to provide emergency funding, but there's a catch. IMF loans come with conditions, policies designed to reshape a country's economy. One of the most common policies, austerity. Cut spending, reduce deficits.
The idea is not punishment, it's correction. If spending is too high, it must come down. In my experience, the key is to balance innovation with proven methods. This approach has consistently delivered results.
Reports suggest these policies can stabilize economies, but often create short-term hardship. Taxes often rise. Governments need revenue fast. State-owned enterprises are often sold.
Supporters say privatization improves efficiency. Critics argue it can shift control away from local population.
In some cases, IMF programs work. Inflation falls, economies stabilize, countries regain access to global markets. In other cases, recovery is slower, unemployment rises, inequality deepens.
Life became harder before it got better. And for some, it never improved.
Another layer shapes the story: influence. Experts note that wealthier nations hold greater voting power within the IMF.
This doesn't mean direct control, but it does influence decisions. When a country needs financial help, the IMF often provides loans with conditions. These can include reducing government spending, reforming taxes, adjusting currency policies, privatizing certain industries. The countries comply because the country needs funding to stabilize its economy, avoid default, or restore investor confidence. So even though the choice is technically voluntary, it's often made under serious economic pressure.
Behind every policy are millions of lives.
We understand change is needed, but people are struggling.
So, does the IMF control poor countries? Or does it offer a difficult path, when no easy options remain? Experts believe the truth lies somewhere in between. Not control, not freedom, but negotiation, under pressure. In a world driven by money, those who need it most often pay the highest price.